Hey everyone, it's Michael GoosebumpsFan. I hope you're doing well today. I have a Goosebumps news announcement for you, but I wasn't really going to make this video because it kind of seems pointless at this point. But as of this morning, waking up on this nice little Friday, I happened to look and I had like two more comments on different videos saying like, hey, you know, they've made an announcement about the new Goosebumps TV show. And I've had a couple of people tell me this over the last couple of days, more and more. I probably have like 5 or 6 comments in general from different people telling me about this. Anyway, Stein has a Twitter, of course, R.L. Stein, the writer and creator of Goosebumps. And somebody asked him on Twitter, and sometimes he'll typically respond to questions people ask him. Somebody asked about whether the Goosebumps show had any news that was announced like a year ago. You know, we've all been waiting around for some new news. In my Q&A, when I came back last week, I actually talked about, essentially I was like, I don't believe the show's going to happen anymore. And it's almost like Hollyweird, whatever you'd like to call them, the deserved name, have heard people like myself and Goosebumps Completionist and many of the fans who feel like it's just hopeless at this point, like the show's never going to happen. Nor do I feel like it's still going to happen. It probably will, and I hope it does, but I feel like it's not going to happen. Just because of all the weird things that have happened between COVID and between how the Fear Street movies are still coming out, and Are You Afraid of the Dark Season 2 came out for Nickelodeon, and all these different programs are being made. But somehow low-budget Goosebumps can't be made. I don't know. I don't have any faith in it. I want it to come out. I desperately want it because I love Goosebumps so much. Look at my channel, dude. Look at my shirt. I want Goosebumps, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't believe it. And anyway, Stein was asked a question about any new news, and he responded to this person saying they officially have a director and a producer now for the new show. And there's a couple of things I want to talk about with this that really rubbed me the wrong way. Number one, there was no name for either of those people given, or if they're the same person, there was no name given for them. Hopefully it's not J.J. Abrams, because he will ruin it, just like he does with everything else. Even though I liked Rise of Skywalker. I think he did a pretty decent job for that. I'm like the only person who likes Rise of Skywalker. But anyway, no name for either of them. And as people keep asking me about this in different comments on different videos that have been happening the last few days since the announcement on Twitter, if you want to call it an announcement, since that happened, every time I ask somebody, nobody can give me a name. It doesn't exist. Nobody knows. Nobody's been announced officially yet. I don't know what they're waiting on. But the thing is, TV shows have more than one producer typically, especially kids shows. And number two, they typically have more than one director for each episode of a show. Now, if they're going to do like a short season, like a 4 or 5 episode season, I could see one guy directing all the episodes, especially if they're as low budget as a lot of the old Goosebumps episodes were. I do not believe for a second that they're going to come out with a season that's less than 8 or 10 episodes long. I don't see it happening. What's the point of doing that? Maybe you're going to test the waters like the way Are You Afraid of the Dark did. Even now with their season 2, I think it's like 5 or 6 episodes. I think it's 6. I can't remember what IMDb said about that. But even so, I'm kind of in the place that I really want the show. I don't believe it's going to happen. Because a big thing that happens too all the time, and the reason I think they're afraid of giving out the name of the producer and director at this current time is usually in development for shows, you can lose directors, you can lose producers, you can lose script writers, you can lose everybody. You can lose cast that you've had held on for years. You know, how long was Jason Momoa supposed to be in the Crow remake? How long was Bradley Cooper supposed to be in the Crow remake? You know, and look at that. That ain't happening. It's probably never going to happen. I love The Crow and I want a remake, but it ain't gonna happen, dude. I don't believe it. So I'm just in the mindset of this, the complete. I hate to be this way, but I'm in the complete mindset of just the pessimist about all of this. I want to be excited about it. I want to be optimistic about it. I don't have that because it doesn't look like it's going to happen to me. Just because of my familiarity with the weirdness of Hollywood and how they'll say something's going to happen like 3 years down the road. Remember when they announced the Amazing Spider-Man spin-off movie about Aunt May, and it was only going to be about Aunt May? We didn't even know if Andrew Garfield was going to be in it. There's no point to be excited about weird news like this, you know? Now, on the other hand, would Stein have bothered answering at all to hype up anybody if there was nothing there? Maybe not. Maybe he was just trying to be nice to a fan and tell him, like, hey, we have a producer, we have a director on hand. Didn't want to get too far into it just to get him excited, and then that collapsed entirely. But I would like to know who it is. I hope there's an announcement sometime soon where we can all be excited about this. It could be somebody really good. I would love if it was Maxwell Adams. Not as the director, because he's directing more animation. He's the creator of Billy and Mandy. Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. But I would love for it to be him doing live action, because he could really creep kids out with some of the stuff that he was able to do on Billy and Mandy, which was like a mixture of humor and scariness. And I love Billy and Mandy for that very reason. It has like the blackest humor I've ever seen in a cartoon show. I would love to see Maxwell Adams tied to this. Absolutely. It ain't gonna happen though, probably, but I wish it would. I wish it would. I don't want Shyamalan anywhere near this. Just keep him away from my Goosebumps, because he'll ruin it. He'll ruin it. He's a plot twisty guy. Keep him away from this. I don't know. I'm really bummed about this. I want to be more excited. I'm really sorry to people who watch this and are getting more of the sarcastic Michael Goosebumps fan today. But it's Friday, and I can't help it. I just can't help it. Not with news like this. It's not really even news. That's why I didn't want to make a video on it. It's not really a news video, because there's nothing to really tell you. So anyway, getting on with the video, kind of wrapping it up after my rants and rambles and tangents and complaints and pessimism and everything else. What do you think is going to happen with the new Goosebumps show? Do you think that we're going to get anybody that's valuable involved with the show? Even if we don't, do you think we'll get surprises like a Timothy Bond type of person or William Fruet type of person coming back to direct? I wish it'd be one or both of them. That'd be great. I'd want them as producers too, because I think they'd be great. What do you guys think? Put your thoughts and comments down below. Who do you think these directors and producers are, or if they're the same person, who do you think it is? I'd love to hear all that down below. I'm really hoping Maxwell Adams would be tied to this. I love him. His blend of humor and horror on Billy and Mandy is such a great thing that would work so well in Goosebumps. But the way he did the Scooby-Doo Halloween movie that I reviewed a while back on my Things Like Goosebumps segment on the channel, I don't entirely blame him, but it was bad. It was really bad. I think it was like 15-20 minutes into the movie, it really just swamped itself. It was bad. Really bad. Anyway, what do you think? Put your thoughts and comments down below, folks. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this. Are you still excited for the new Goosebumps show that was announced like a year ago? I'm really bummed out about not getting any kind of new news on this, because I love Goosebumps and I want more, but it's not looking like it's going to happen, you know? Anyway, what are your thoughts? Put them down below. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Happy Friday. Goodbye.